now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product. You are now locked into the Life of Product Podcast. Before I start the show today, I want to say rest in peace. Big RIP to Bridget Ortiz. We love you, Bridget. Blessings to you, blessings to the family. Harry O, we love you, man. We know this is not an easy time right now. I myself, me and my family, we just went through the same thing, last year with my mom's, yo. We love y'all. Rest in peace to Bridget, motherfucking Kingsborough legend. For y'all that know, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. RIP. Let's get into the show, man. Shouts out to everybody that checked on me from last episode. As y'all remember, episode 38 was called I Caught COVID, which I did catch COVID. Thank God I'm still alive. And to the people that's just listening that didn't really check out episode 38, I didn't have it bad. My symptoms was mild, thank God. It was like a head cold for me. God is good. You know what I'm saying? We rocking out. We here, episode motherfucking 39. Today's episode is called We Need Direction. And I stand by this shit. I feel like we need direction in life, even as adults. You know what I'm saying? Direction is a very big thing. The direction that you go down early on in life really dictates where you're going to go later on in life. Now, you can get curveballs in life. Trust me. I fucking know. I done went back to the, back to the dugout a few times, had to come back swinging, bang, bang, bang. Direction is serious. Direction should be taught in the home. I feel like from childhood, there should be some type of direction taught to your children. Now, I know all households are different. I can't dictate what goes on in this household, A, B, C, D, but I know me growing up, even though I was in the hood, we was poor, we was broke, there was still direction taught in the household. I've tried to implement the same life lessons to my kids in teaching direction, but I stand by that. Direction should be taught from childhood, and unfortunately it's not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to parent bash, but it's not. As a parent, we can't fully dictate how our child's life is going to go, but we could provide this direction for them. Now, I'm going to get into a couple things, right? In providing direction, we have to provide the right tools to our kids to help shape that direction, and we need to provide education outside of education. Now, listen to me. This might go out over your head. We need to provide education outside of education. And education does not stop at 3 o'clock when the school bell rings and your kids run outside. You pick them up or they come at home, they get on the school bus. It does not stop there. Education, to me, as a black man, as a black parent, education from my end, when I was teaching my kids outside of 3 o'clock, like I said, quote unquote, that was teaching them morality, teaching my sons how to be men, teaching them about history, teaching them about black history, teaching them about the lies that they were taught in their school books. Because I started implementing that shit in my kids early on. The shit y'all reading, nah, that's bullshit. That Christopher Columbus shit, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He was slinging dick, spreading STDs, and taking credit for shit he ain't do. We ain't gonna get into all that. Yo, listen, man. It's the Life of Product Podcast. I keep it raw, uncut. You know what I'm saying? I got that pure cocaine up here. Fuck all that. That's bullshit. A lot of stuff that they teach in school. I personally have seen that a lot of it was bullshit. Look at all the stuff that we learned later on that was all lies, and a lot of it was twisted. It was all fuckery. You know what I'm saying? But you need to teach your kids education outside of education. As I told you on the previous shows, I've sat down with my sons and given them stock lessons, financial lessons, and things like that. And from those lessons I've given them years ago, I can see what is shaping them into now and how it's shaping them. I've literally sat down with my sons at my kitchen table with my laptop logged into my stock account years ago and showed them this is a limit order. This is a market order. Put your money in on a Monday so that way it can clear by Wednesday, Thursday. If you're buying penny stocks, have to look at this. They might not let you buy it as a pink slip. There's OTC markets, shit like that. Like I've really went into detail when it comes to my sons and showing them a lot of this stuff when it comes to education outside of education. You know what I mean? But I am a firm believer in that. And me personally, as a black parent, I feel like we need to give these kids real life lessons. And when I'm talking about life lessons, I'm talking about making the right decision. Your kids need to be taught when to separate themselves. And your kids, listen, as black parents, we need to teach our kids when to act ghetto and when not to act ghetto. Now, there's a time and place for that shit. There's a time and place. If we certain places when my kids was young and I give them that look like, shut the fuck up. Don't talk like that right now. Don't act like that right now. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to show people your ghetto side to let them know, look, I'm not fucking around with you. I'm not playing right now. And I'm glad that I implemented that early on in life. So they had that later on in life. That actually, to me, I feel like that actually helps build their courage going into adulthood. You know what I mean? Like I've been in situations as a kid where you could see how certain kids came from certain households and they would talk big shit and it would make you scared. Like, yo, this kid, this little nigga might be tough. But in hindsight, they were the same age as you. They were the same size as you. So you have to implement courage into your kids at an early fucking age. And listen, it's another important thing when it comes to the direction aspect in life. In my opinion, kids need to be taught the difference between quitting and knowing when to redirect their energy. They need to be taught that. Like we've all, as parents, wanted our kids to not be quitters. We wanted them to find something, stick with it, put their all into it. But sometimes, in my experiences in life, putting your all into some shit is nothing but dead energy. You were gonna dry yourself out. You were gonna run your well dry. So your kids need to know when to say, all right, let me fall back. Let me boom, boom, boom. If your kid isn't going to college and they're taking these courses, they have a certain major, but they're not filling that major. They need to early on say, fuck that. I'm not going to spend another 2 semesters when I could have did this, knocked out these prerequisites. Now I'm on my way to getting my degree, because I had to do that shit when I was in college. When I first started college, I was going to school for computer science. I wanted to get into programming. I wanted to get into video games and things like that. That shit is hard. I was taking Q basic classes, things like that. I am not the algebra type. I don't speak X, Y, Z, X squared plus bong, bong, bong. I don't speak that shit, but I switched my major to business. I speak that shit. I got a really, really good talk game. I got a knack for getting my point across and convincing people that this is how this should go, X, Y, Z. I told myself at a certain point, if I ever want to get into that, I might not be the dude that can make the video game, but I could be the dude paying the dude to make it for me. You know what I'm saying? And I would, me personally, feel more comfortable doing that because I know it's going to get done right. So I had to redirect my life, redirect my college course at that point. So don't let your kids ever go on thinking, oh man, I'm a quitter. I just know it's not about quitting all the time. It's about redirection. Your energy is important. Your energy is very important. If you can't salvage that shit, you won't have none for later on. And I think as a parent, we need to really start stressing that shit to our kids. Don't come down hard on them because they're doing something and you feel like they're not trying hard enough, or you feel like they're not doing good enough. Maybe they're not doing good enough because they're not good at that, but they're great at other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And as a parent, we need to understand that you're the one that raised them. You're the one that directed them. If you raised them and you directed them, you should be able to fall back in third person and look at them and say, man, they're struggling in this area. Let me step in, or let me finish them. Let me fall back and let them finish so they can see it for themselves. Because I feel like that's important. A lot of y'all parents be fucking up out here. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Listen, look, we're all allowed to make mistakes. I'm not saying that shit to come down on y'all or to throw shade on y'all, but some of y'all be fucking up. But here's the thing. My only problem is when y'all fuck up, y'all don't admit it. Us parents, we need to admit that we fucked up. If you directed your kid wrong, admit that shit. But direction is everything. Yo, listen, man, not even just for kids, but as adults, we need to understand direction. Direction is key. Even as an adult, right? Changing your direction can be the key for the next 5 to 10 years of your life. You know what I'm saying? It can be. Where do you see yourself financially? What type of man or woman are you pursuing right now? If this is 2021, so in 2026 to 2031, where are you going to be relationship wise? Where do you want to be relationship wise? Do you want to be single? Some people still want to be single. Some people are on a mission in life. They're thriving for something bigger than a marriage, something bigger than a relationship, and that's perfectly fine. I've known people that found somebody in their late 20s, early to late 30s, and they never had a full relationship. They never coined it with something. They just was fucking around. Now that was her boo thing. That was his joint. And they rocked for like 5, 10, 15 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, you're getting older, you're going to have to decide, am I going to settle down with this person, or am I going to just keep doing this? Because eventually you're going to want some type of security with that person. Eventually you're going to want to come home to that person. Eventually, maybe you will, maybe you not. But, everybody's different. Some people might want to do that shit. You don't want to just be fucking around with somebody. And you know what I'm saying? We all look at life different. But like I said, also, where do you see yourself financially? Where do you see yourself? If we've all, and I'm including myself in this, many of us have fell victim to just going to work, clocking in and out, and getting comfortable. that comfortability zone is dangerous. That shit is dangerous. Because especially if you're making a good amount of money, that shit is dangerous, B. Yeah, it's the boy Product, Life of Product Podcast. Shouts out to Anchor for the sponsorship. We're going to go to this ad real quick. We'll be right back with episode 39. Bang. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product with the Life of Product Podcast. We are now back. This is episode 39. Direction is what we're talking about today. And I stand by this. And I'm speaking, a lot of this, I'm actually speaking from experience. So when I do these shows and I talk to y'all about a lot of this shit, I'm not just blabbling on here off some shit off the top of my fucking head. I try to come at y'all with realism because a lot of us need to hear that. Like realism is some shit a lot of people are afraid of. And I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Realism, for some reason, it's like a red zone. It's like lava on the floor. Y'all motherfuckers be scared to walk through it. You need realism because there's gold at the end of realism. There's fucking treasure, and that treasure might be knowledge. You might not want to hear this shit, but you're gonna gain something from it. But today we're talking about direction. Listen, pretend your life is a movie. Every movie needs a director. Now, I don't know y'all beliefs, and I've told y'all on the show before I believe in God. Yeah, I fuck up sometimes, but I believe in God. So pretend your life is a movie. Every movie needs a director, whether you're directing it yourself, whether you're letting God direct it. Every movie needs a director. Every movie needs a producer, whether you feel like you're providing for yourself, whether you feel like you put your faith in God and God is providing it for you. Every movie needs a director. Every movie needs a producer. You understand what I'm saying? Every movie needs a platform and shit like that. So you need to direct and produce the shit to gain that platform. You understand what I'm saying? With the direction that your life is going, you need to look at the camera angles. You need to look at the background. You need to look at all these different things. So backtracking to what I said in the beginning of the show, I feel like direction starts in the home. Your movie needs to be a hit. It needs to be a fucking blockbuster. This shit need 10 million views on Netflix. You need these streams. This is what you need for your life. How are you going to get it if you don't have the right direction? If your life is look at one of them bum ass bootleg movies that we've seen on YouTube. And I hate this call shit bum ass bootleg movies on YouTube, but there are some bum ass bootleg movies on YouTube, and I watch some, and shouts out to them for trying. A lot of y'all don't give them the credit, but some of them shits is bad. Some of them shits is bad. They're poorly directed. The camera angles are bad. Bang bang. You don't want your life to be like that. You don't want your life to be like that. You want your shit to be a classic. I don't know about y'all, but I want the movie of my life to be a classic. You understand what I'm saying? When I'm an old man, I pray I make it to be an old man, and I'm whatever 70 something, 80 something, and I take my last breath on earth. I want people to look back and be like, damn, Product Life could have been a fucking movie. Shit, it might be. You never know. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that shit starting in Brooklyn, baby. But nah, direction is key, man. What do you see yourself? Where do you see your life going? Where's your life going? I personally know where I want my life to go, and I'm trying hard to direct that shit. I leave a lot in God's hands, but hopefully the direction I was taught in life, I was taught a lot of morality growing up. I was also taught not to take no shit growing up. You understand what I'm saying? And that's another thing that we don't talk about as well. I feel like in 2021, everybody's very soft. It's like when I did the Two Cousins episode, when I interviewed my cousin, and he said everybody's hypersensitive. Y'all are. A lot of y'all are hyper fucking sensitive. Very hypersensitive. Were y'all raised like that? Or is that just a 2021 thing? Everybody wants to cancel Dave Chappelle now. My thing is this, right? Stop. For whatever, if you're mad about him for offending you, then be mad. If you're mad at him for whatever, or you're mad at whoever for offending you, be mad. My main issue with y'all is y'all always try to hurt people money. Y'all feel like hurting people money is great. These people got families. These people got bills. Stop trying to hurt people money. You understand what I'm saying? If you choose not to watch somebody or not to listen to some shit, then fucking do it. Yo, I said this shit before, the internet come with an off button. I'm not going to get up here and bash transsexuals. I'm not going to get up here and bash gay people because I fucking love everybody. Real talk. On the flip side, I'm a Gemini. I'll fuck a midget up. I got a DMX complex. I'm an equal opportunist with this shit. So either I love you or I don't fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, stop trying to hurt people money, man. Was y'all raised like that? Why is so much of y'all so sensitive about every fucking thing? Y'all got to get out of this shit. This is why a lot of shit in this country is how it is. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to say whatever the fuck you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh shit, like really? Like what the fuck? I used to work with a dude and I cannot remember exactly what he said, But the fucking sensitivity something department came the next day because he said some shit. I can't even quote verbatim what the fuck he said. But my question is this: was it that bad? What did he say was that fucking bad? So I'm pretty sure if a lot of y'all come from my generation, I was born in the 80s and shit, the direction that we've taken in life early on, I don't think y'all was directed to be this fucking soft. I don't think so. But you know what? That's a whole nother conversation and shit like that. But I personally know like the direction I want my life to go in. I want to sell music. I want my music to sell. I want my podcast to be big. I eventually want to move into FM radio. And I've set that direction. I've set that right now. What with the music, with the podcast, with my business links, all of that shit is my resume. I'm a chess player in real life. I used to play chess as a kid and I was very good. And I'm not that good no more. But I'm a real life chess player. So a lot of things I do in life when I make certain type of moves, I make moves that set long-term moves for later on. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm here, I'm trying to set the next 2-3 years to boom, boom, boom. That's what I'm doing. And it's scary to me sometimes how good I am at it, but it's also scary when I fell at it. It's very scary. And the few times I have failed at it, it wasn't my fault. I made the right moves. It was circumstances or life or other people throwing a loophole in my shit. So I'm the type of person now, I'm very standoffish. I don't fuck with a lot of people. Because I prefer to fuck with the right people over a lot of people. Now, mind you, I got a lot of associates. I got friends. I got a lot of associates. I got people I could pick the phone up and call right now if I need some shit, and vice versa. If these same people need something, they can call me. But I keep my circle a little too small sometimes. Like I find myself being a loner a lot, but that's due to the circumstances and my experiences in life. Hell yeah. Like I prefer to do that. Everybody different. Everybody's fucking different. I don't want to run with a crowd. I ran with a crowd at a certain point in life. All I did was cause problems. All that shit did was get me beef that I shouldn't have been in. I had a lot of problems in street shit happen from running with too many fucking people. You know what I'm saying? And also their liabilities become your liabilities. When you run with a crowd of people, they want their problems to, flood over on you. And I'm not about that life. You're a fucking adult. I don't like having to handle other people's problems. That shit is whack. Especially if I got shit to do. I'm a very busy person. If I got shit to do, you on your own that day. I'll try my hardest to help you or accommodate certain shit. But I'm at a point in life I can't fully stop everything I'm doing for every fucking body. And I'm not going to. That shit's not happening. Especially if it's going to inconvenience me. I am not doing it. Not at all. Don't expect that shit out of me. Nah, and people could take offense to that. People I know that I fuck with. But nah. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to chess move the direction that I'm going. And I'm happy about that. But I'm also afraid. Now, here's the thing. If you're not afraid of the direction you're going, if you're not a little nervous, then something is wrong with you, in my opinion. Something has to be wrong with you because it's a beautiful journey, but it's also a scary journey. And to me, the scariest part is the fact that you can make every move right. You can set every piece on the chessboard right, and whoosh, the fucking hand of circumstance can just take his forearm and knock all that shit over. Yo, you ever saw that meme that was like, I'll knock all this shit over? Yeah, that's what the fuck life be doing. And just knock all your shit over. All your pieces on the floor. Your pieces on the floor. You fucked up now. And you like, damn, I got to start all over again. Because I've had to start all over again. Even when I took the right direction. And to me, that's the scariest, most discouraging shit that can happen. But it happens. So I'm a firm believer that the direction you're going in, you have to go in strong. You have to go in hard. You have to go in fast. Wow, that sounded sexual. I promise it was not meant to be like that. But you gotta execute, man. You gotta fucking execute this shit. You gotta attack this shit. I got an aunt. She used to be like, you gotta beat the pot while it's hot. Beat the pot while it's hot. Yo, shout out to Aunt Sarah. I love you. But nah, dead ass, you gotta beat the pot while it's hot, man. You gotta do this shit. You execute. Say that shit 3 times, man. And if you don't, you might miss your window of opportunity. I've missed my window of opportunity when I took every step and I directed my shit right. And sometimes people are like, oh, maybe it wasn't meant to be. No, it was meant to be. You just fucking got scared is what it was. It is. And it is. Twice in my life, a few times in my life, but twice, 2 main times that shit happened. And I'm still mad about it to this day. Maybe I'll talk about that shit one day on the show. But 2 main times in my life, I got afraid and I didn't execute in that window. That shit closed immediately. It immediately fucking closed. And I'm still mad about it to this day. And I've asked myself, damn, if I didn't fumble those 2 times, would that have happened? Would I be where I want to be right now? Or would I be further? And I honestly think I would have. But you know what? Everything is a life lesson. I created a life lesson for myself. I try not to double think shit or think too hard on shit. I try to like make decisions very fucking fast, or as fast as I can. I'll think it out as long as I feel I should, and then right away, boom. Yeah, it's the boy Product, Life of Product Podcast, episode 39, Direction. I really, really, really appreciate y'all for all your messages and concerns. When I caught COVID and y'all checking in on me, a lot of y'all are still checking in on me right now. And listen, man, I love y'all. Thank y'all. I will be back next week. Yeah, I'm out of here.